ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Welcome to Sports Tuesday. Golden girl Shawnee Miller-Weibo will settle into the blocks in the semifinal round of the women's 200 meters at the Commonwealth Games on Wednesday. Miller-Weibo cruised to 22.95 seconds early this morning, winning Heat 3 of the event held at the Commonwealth Games, currently going on in Gold Coast, Australia. Her time, 22.95 seconds, is the fourth fastest heading into the second round. The national record holder in the event, Miller-Weibo, will run out of Heat 2, lane 6.
It was a really good experience. I just thank God for allowing me to finish healthy. But I wanted to just have some fun, work on my first curve. It's been the weakest part of my 200, and so I felt pretty good, and I'm a lot more confident now going into the semis and the finals. Like you said, just take it one round at a time. But I feel pretty confident. Like I said, just want to go out there and do the same thing. Just try to run it as relaxed as I possibly can and save up as much as I can for the finals. And just finish up healthy is the main thing.
Also moving on to the next round in the women's 200-meter semifinals was Anthony Strawn, who ran 23.52 seconds.
I feel really good about my performance overall because I've had a little nagging hamstring injury for a while, so I basically came off an injury training to come here and to qualify to go into semis is really good for me, and it feels really good and everything. Like, it's a little bit humid out there and bright, but it's really good. I prefer it over the cold, and the energy and the crowd and the atmosphere is really awesome. I just would prefer any lane except for lane 1, and I'm just trying to transition better because I started better than I usually do, so it was just my transition period from the turn into the straight that messed me up a little bit, and I'm looking to better that, and hopefully making those little bit tweaks and changes there will get me into the finals.
Tania Gaither was also scheduled to run in the opening rounds of the women's 200 meters, but was a no-show. That was also the case for Chavez Hart, who was expected to line up in the men's 200 meters, but did not show. Therese Smith's time of 20.82 seconds placed him second in his heat. He moved on to the semifinal round. Running a new national record in the women's 400-meter hurdles at the Commonwealth Games was Katrina Seymour. She crossed the finish line in 55.69 seconds and placed fifth in Heat 1 of the event. Seymour did not advance to the next round. Jeffrey Gibson is into the final of the men's 400-meter hurdles. The national record holder in the event, Gibson lined up in Heat 3, running out of lane 5. He crossed the line in a qualifying time of 49.75 seconds.
I know that this race, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, seeing as coming from a long day of travel. I ran really well to open up 2 weeks ago in Florida Relays, and so I just wasn't sure about how my performance would be here traveling. I'm not too thrilled about the time. I was expecting to run much faster.
The time
but
is 12:56.
But I'm going to visualize and work much harder for the finals coming up on Thursday. I know that this coming year I wasn't running the same like how I was in the past. My steps were alternating, and to be a 48 low type of runner, you need to be 13 steps. And so I came out here and I've been running 13 steps the first 3 hurdles. So now it makes me think okay, what sort of rhythm am I on? Am I going to be alternating, or am I going to be running on the rhythm to pace myself for 48 lows? So I'm just going to take it with stride and plan for the best. I think that I'm getting much more aggressive running the first part of the race. And as I was watching the video, the playback, I realized that I was in the front, I was leading. So I'm going to try and lead the race from the front going into the final.
Joanna Evans would have been the first Bahamian to win a medal at the 2018 Games going on in the Gold Coast, Australia. Evans, who swam a qualifying time of 4 minutes, 12.38 seconds earlier that morning, came back and posted 4 minutes, 08.82 seconds to finish fourth in the final of the women's 400-meter freestyle on Tuesday. Here's Evans after the race.
And it's always nice to swim in the morning and get back to finals and to be able to drop time from there, because sometimes I feel like, especially when we're from the Caribbean, we go all out in the morning, and if we make it into finals, we're kind of dead by then. But it's kind of good to see that I have a little bit more to drop time and be in the race at night. Personally, a long time ago, I was looking for better than that, but I've had some circumstances out of my control in the last month that I've had to kind of battle with. And so coming in, I didn't know what it was going to be. So it's a lot better than it has been in the last few weeks leading up. So I'm like, right now I'm annoyed, but when you look at the big picture, I'm quite pleased with it. I mean, the Bahamians are always there for me. I could have been hot last and they would have been like, hey, you did what you could. Like, they knew they're here for me, whether I'm doing well, doing poorly, not at my best, whatever it is, they're always there for me, and I always appreciate that. Gives you that extra little boost. And now I didn't know what it was going to come out of this meet, so it's kind of just back to practice and try to see where to go from here, whether I want to do a summer meet or if I need a little bit of time off to prepare for the next couple of years. I just got to take it a day at a time at the moment.
The Bahamas is also competing in table tennis at the Commonwealth Games in the Gold Coast, Australia. Up first was Adrian Rollins, who was defeated by Rohan Saracena of Sri Lanka 4-0.
Oh, the overall experience has been quite good. I met some great players. I played with Sri Lanka, and they have an amazing team. It was a great experience. I think we have a sufficient pool of good athletes in the Bahamas to choose from to go to all of our international events. I'd like to be involved in coaching some of the younger players to get them better prepared for it. But we do have the pool in the Bahamas that will allow us to perform at the level that's required at these games.
The women's division in the Bahamas Flag Football League is proven to be tough this season, but that's not stopping head coach of the Lady Rams, Taran Taylor, from drawing up a few plays designed to beat the top teams.
The biggest threat, I think, would be the Wildcats and the Spartans. They're our biggest threat, and we aim to try and make a name against one of those teams.
How do you adjust?
The way we can adjust is we got to keep scouting them. We got to keep working, keep practicing, and executing our plays.
The defending champs in Division II play of the New Providence Basketball Association, the Breezers High Flyers now have a 2-games lead in the best-of-7 championship series over the Alive Buckets. The High Flyers soared to an 83-77 win on Monday night. The High Flyers had 2 players posting double-double, Jeremy Neely, 23 points and 10 rebounds, and Dave Davis, 22 points and 18 rebounds. Rashard Ingram put up 29 points and 10 rebounds in a losing effort for the Alive Buckets. In the feature game on Monday night, the Commonwealth Bank Giants stomped the Rockets, beating them 76-68 to go up 2-0 in that championship series. Deshaun Taylor netted 25 points and pulled down 14 boards, while Taran Cox and Michael Furley-Bain added 16 and 11 points respectively. Game 3 is scheduled for Wednesday night at the AF Athlete Gym. Well, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Kelsey Johnson.